I've got a million things to do. Doing nothing is the most important one. But I've been asking on, let's see, of course, YouTube, Quora, Just Ask, where all these experts are on Quora, YouTube, everything. Look at that dude driving his muffler off the street. Doesn't even realize I'm the center of the universe. He's only thinking about himself. Where was I? YouTube, Quora, Just Ask, etc., etc., etc. A few experts tried to answer my question. One was a lawyer. I don't know why a lawyer got appointed. I tried to say, please send a mechanic instead. Couldn't get through the dumbness of the Just Ask app. I couldn't get through the dumbness of the YouTube app. I couldn't get anyone on Quora to answer me. I'm looking for the secret Chinese jacking spot. I'll make this a two-part video really quick. It's pretty cold out here. It's going to get colder. It's going to be like 0 for the next 10 days. Right now it's a nice toasty 30 degrees. Actually, this isn't bad at all. A few hours later or tomorrow, it can be a picnic. But still, I want to get this done. I have important things not to do. I have to eat my lunch. It's sitting there. I have to do nothing, which is more important than this video or eating my lunch. And so on. Nothing personal. It's just a general thing. But I said I get this done because when I ask people, then I can, when they say, what are you talking about exactly? I can say, just watch my video. It's called, what is it going to be called? The Diamond Cane and Secret Chinese Jackspot video. By the way, even getting this car up on these bricks, where there's no way to get a jack underneath an impala is a trick into itself. But this camber is a bit of a mystery. It's not wearing out the inside of the tire, but it's got negative camber. Less now than it did before. I said, hey, when I put it on the ground, it doesn't seem to have negative camber, so let me jack it up and down, off the wheel and back. And I did just once, I think, and it lowered it from like -2 degrees to negative, it's less than it was. It was pretty absurd before. Now it's still got negative camber. Not as bad. You can see the other side has also got a little negative camber. It's supposed to, I think. I bet you if I did it 5 more times, it would be nothing. And I'm about to, change the alignment with the adjustment bolt on the strut and this one trailer arm, stabilizer arm, that's got an adjustment block back. And I got an entire new back suspension for this, no reason, although a couple 100,000 miles, 10, 12, 15 years old, whatever it is. Rubber's probably wearing out. I'm also about to change the motor mounts and all 4 oxygen sensors, although it only might need 1, but I'll check I'll change them all, whatever, they're all OEM. The suspension parts are Dorman, which is a good half bet against, it's better than average, let's put it that way. I babble. Pinch welds suck, in my opinion, so do scissor jacks. This pinch weld's rusty. You can see more from the other side because it folded in once. Once it does, that makes it more prone to rust. I don't trust pinch welds. That's on pinch welds. They're better up there. Right now it's good enough. We'll see if I survive. But pinch welds suck, and I've listed reasons. There's no way to with pinch welds you can either jack up a car or put a jack stand underneath it. You can't do both. So if you want to put the whole car up on things like, I don't know, like bricks, you can get those kind of bricks many hardware stores. What is it? I don't know what it is, 7 by 17 or whatever by 3. Some of them are 4, some of them are 3. Some say they're 4 and they're 3. That black thing's expensive. That black piece of rubber there, I have it for various reasons. Got 2 of them somewhere. But those bricks are pretty good. Although bricks I've heard it's not the safest bet in the universe. But like I just told you, you can jack it up or you can put jack stands under it, and I don't trust those pinch welds in this car and many cars for a jack stand. I got plenty of pinch weld jack stands like that, ready to be adaptable. I got plenty of that. I'm looking for the little pins where that goes to. Bought this because I got sick of looking for those 2 little pins. Those 2. This one, the pin falls out really easy, but not when it's vertical and the pin's all the way through. It doesn't. Once I start carrying around, it'll fall out. But they're cheap. These I lost the pins to. They're somewhere buried in this trunk, I think. Why am I talking about all this stuff? I want to make this a quick video. And I have only my own self blabbermouthing this to blame for it. I don't trust jack stands on pinch welds, so I use those 2 up there because they're stronger. But over here, I got bricks underneath the cars. But I want to, as I just said, adjust the alignment and maybe change the entire rear suspension. In order to do that, I have to lift it off the tire, and I can't even have this jack stand underneath the wheel knuckle, which it would fit, because I want the wheel knuckle to be movable. The whole wheel knuckle when I adjust the alignment, which I might not have to do, but also when I change the whole, maybe just that. But I'm going to change, if I get around to it ever, I'm going to change the entire rear suspension. And then I'm going to do what I was really going to do, which is irrelevant to this video. So I'll make it stay quick. I was gonna change all 4 motor mounts, and then all 4 oxygen sensors. A small piece of rubber there up there that just blew off like blew out into the wind for no reason. I guess I attached it bad. Flush the transmission, this, that, and the other. Check all the exhausts with a reverse vacuum cleaner and spraying soapy water all over the exhaust and find where the leak is, so I don't have to pay the, I don't know, exhaust specialist $100 an hour to find it for several hours. I've heard all day and stuff like that. And then, but in the interim, I'm going to change this entire suspension. That's that thing I told you is adjustable. And these 2 bolts here is how you adjust the camber. Man, this camera. What the fuck? I can't get it to point at this bolt. Here it is. In this particular instance, it's this bolt that has a little sliding room. I looked up the shock online. I never adjusted the camera myself. I put these struts on, but I never looked at the camera because I'm an idiot. Anyway, all these things will move this entire wheel hub up, out, and in, and I can't have it resting on a jack here. I have made customized jacks. I customized 3-inch thing. It's not right here. A friend of mine's doing the welding, but it's not this thing. This thing is for another adapter for something else. But you put the thing around this. It looks something like that, although mine is just, it's not, this isn't quite meant for that. The jack doesn't quite line up with this. So the one I'm making the circle, this circle, which down where my thumb is touching, is irrelevant. And it's can go a little further out, but then this jack will catch up to it. And then I've heard you can jack up an entire car by this thing, but once you do that, you can't adjust the camber because this thing won't want to move. This is the shape of the cross member up here. All these things are customized. I have all these attachments for this. What is it? An AutoZone jack, the trolley jack. 2.5 ton is lightweight. You can carry it around. The handle that you jack up the thing can literally move. So when this thing's stuck under a car and you need to jack it up sideways, it does. It's light. You can carry it around. It's 2.5 tons. It has adapters that can go really high. You can put any adapter on it. I'm amazed all jacks don't have this. The other jack I just bought, we welded a circle on it just like this, so we could put all these adapters on it. And we're making an adapter for this guy. I just can't film it, even though I know exactly what it is. Can't even get the camera pointed on it. Good grief! It's the control arm. What the hell? It's like it's bent now. I mean, the camera view. Weird. There's the control arm. I just couldn't get on the camera. When you pick up that, you're directly picking up, that bolt is going through the bottom. You see that metal on the right side of that rubber? That is the bottom of the wheel knuckle, which is, this is what holds the entire, in this case, back left passenger wheel up. And the only thing that holds this wheel up, by the way, in the entire car on top of the wheel, is not this trailing control arm, one of the many, whatever, suspension parts I'll plop in there. Not this thing, which you could put a jack under, as I just babbled about. Not these 2 stabilizer arms. Not this sway bar arm somewhere over here, or the sway bar link somewhere up there. I can't point the camera to it. This is like a horrible video. There's a sway bar link. Where's the sway bar hiding? There is a sway bar. Doink! And here's the 2 trailer arms. 1, 2. They all go into this, which is the cross member. Some people call it the subframe. And in order to replace these sway bars, you got to literally take off this subframe because these bolts will conk into the gas tank or whatever this tank is down here. This is the spare tire tank, whatever. So you got to lower this. Then you take off 3 of these out on the right, all 4 or 5 things here. Same things over here. This is this. Meanwhile, you can't have the jack underneath this wheel. Can't have it underneath there because I don't trust it. You see how it's rusty from this side quite easily. If you find the actual jack points, which the manual, you see that arrow there? The manual where it says to put a jack stand underneath the pinch weld on this car, 1213 Impala, is different than the actual one. Here it's about 10 inches away from the end of the wheel. Manual says 4 to 7 inches away, which would be like around this thing. And no one knows what's true or not. No one knows what's behind the pinch weld. Some people say that it's okay if the pinch weld's rusty, if the frame rail behind it's good or something like that. But on the unibody cars, there's no frame rail. So no one knows where the right spot in the pinch weld is. The whole entire engineering concept of a pinch weld is retarded. When you lift up a regular jack, the regular jack is going up and then curving in a certain direction. If you're lucky and it adapts to the car, it might work. The car will be obviously going up, bending in another direction, the actual car. The jack will be moving, bending away, let's say, from the car in this case. The car will be bending up this way, slowly away from the jack. It's not straight. The only way it will stay straight, even if you put like a bottle jack or this kind of jack underneath it, which won't fit unless you already have it on bricks, by the way, but even if you did have a regular bottle jack, like, I don't know, like that bottle jack there, if you have it down with another, I got round things on top of that for it's amazing that no one puts these adapters on all jacks. I once tried to use a bottle jack here and it bent it. You can't really see it, but I'm feeling not just the cut in the paint, but there's a bend. Yeah. Talking too much. The thing actually bent. This thing is bent in. This adapter will overcome it, especially if you put a piece of rubber on it. Well, I got a bunch of pieces of rubber, but this thing's like $300 or $400 for some reason. It's just a piece of metal. What is beneath it? No one knows. As in, all the structural points on an Impala are hidden. This video is about this thing. It goes up. This is a jack point.